What up, dude? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's good? What's good? What it is? What it do, baby? What it do? What's up, y'all? What's good? What's going on, everybody? Give it up for yourself. It is Friday. We finally made it. It's Friday. It is Friday, man. Just went live a few days ago, man. I feel like I just saw y'all. Or y'all saw me, whatever you want to say, you know. We just went live, talked about the schedule release preview. Today, we got to react to the schedule. We also got to talk about day one of rookie camp. A couple things to talk about. Like I told y'all before, like them Baptist preachers. I'm not gonna be before you long, like they say. Let me turn this off. My Roku streaming is messing up my internet. Hold on, let me plug into the hard wire. But I'm not gonna be before y'all long. It is my birthday weekend. I will be we'll be drinking on the stream a little bit. My Jim and Nick's cup. Y'all make sure y'all sip on something while we watching. What's up with y'all? Y'all have a good week? How was the week? How was y'all week? I told y'all my dog don't start acting up until I get on the stream. Every time. You good, buddy? What's up, y'all? Let me look in the comments. NFL Kid, what up, though? The Panthers experience, what's good, bro? Hollywood Gamer, what up, though? Yeah, I'm gonna see y'all at training camp, man. Rails, what up, though? Appreciate it, man. Yeah, this is one of my favorite hats. I just copped this at a vintage convention. I got my Frank Wright jersey on. Got my Frank Wright. Can y'all see that? Got my Frank Wright jersey on. You know how I keep it. I love this jersey. This ain't comfortable. It fit like a t-shirt, too. It ain't too small on the length. It fit like a t-shirt. It's a large. It's one of them old larges. You know, those vintage larges, they fit a little bit different. But I like this. This is a nice combo. This is game day worthy. This is a game day worthy combo. This hat and this jersey. Is this Apex? No, this is Proline. It's a Proline hat. But yeah. Appreciate it. Old school Panther fan, what up, though? Eating some pizza, enjoying Friday. That's how it's supposed to be. Jay Issue, what up, though? What's good, man? Appreciate it, man, on happy birthday. Trillin, what up, though? Long work week with a glass Friday. I'm with you, brother. I'm taking Tuesday off. Tuesday's my birthday. I'm taking it off. Appreciate it, big dog. Appreciate the birthday wishes. It's a long and hot week. Yeah. It's been pretty warm here. Rained a lot. What's good, Curtis? What up, though? Alec, what up, though? Drop me a what up, though in the comments, man. When you slide through. Drop a what up, though. That's how we greet each other around here. What up, though? So you need that hat. You can probably check eBay. I think I saw one on eBay, but I think I got this from a vintage seller in South Carolina. He came to a convention I went to, and he gave me a deal on this. I think I paid $30. I think I paid $30 for this. I bought two. I bought like the other plain black hat, but he gave me a deal since I bought two hats. What up, though, Ben? Appreciate it, John. Peanutio, what up, though? Y'all rolling in now. All right. Happy weekend, birthday, brother. Appreciate it. Tom Malik, what up, though? Kenneth, what up, though? Appreciate it. Yeah, I got that Frank Wright jersey, man. That Frank Wright jersey I'm rocking. You see the 1-4? This ain't no Sam Darnold jersey. Don't be confused. This ain't Sam Darnold jersey. This ain't no Sam Darnold jersey. This is a Frank Wright jersey. This is a Frank Wright jersey. You won't catch me wearing no Sam Darnold jersey. Yeah, go ahead and like button for your boy birthday, man. Hit the like button for your birthday. Spoopy. What up, though? Yeah, please hit that like button. All the engagement helps. Everything helps in my journey. Yeah, this is the Frank Wright. It's the Apex. It's the brand. It's old school. I got this off eBay, I think, or Macari or something like that. I think one of the two. The jersey. But yeah, still working landscaping. Oh yeah, that's real. That's real work. Now my 30th birthday. Nah, I'm turning 32. I'll be 32 this year, man. Bryce Young got the same birthday. Yeah. And Steve Smith's birthday is today. Happy birthday, Steve Smith. Happy birthday to Steve Smith. Cam's was what, 2 days ago? Cam Newton's was 2 days ago. Steve Smith is today. Mine is Tuesday. Janet Jackson is Tuesday. I told y'all on the Wednesday stream about Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson. Appreciate it, BRB. Taurus Nation, you already know, man. Appreciate that. Happy birthday. You know it's our season. Damn, we got a thumbs down. It must be a Saints fan. We got a Saints fan on the stream. Gave it a thumbs down. Dang. Tal Malik, I appreciate it, man. But I got my notes on my iPad over here. Let me pull them up. Let's go. We can go ahead and get into it, man, because I ain't gonna waste no time. I'm gonna chop it up with y'all, but I ain't gonna waste no time on this one. I got some more video. I got videos coming too, but I gotta get a stream. I want to get a stream, y'all. Y'all wanted me to stream. Y'all wanted me to stream, so I got to get the people what they want. I'm sorry I couldn't do it yesterday. I thought I was going to the movies to see Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was going to see Guardians of the Galaxy. I did not make it. I did not make it. I'm going tomorrow, hopefully. All right, so rookie camp started today for the Carolina Panthers. We know that this is a 2-day camp. They've been here for a few days. We know all the camp invites came. The draft picks are going to be there. Things are just a first look of them getting their hands on these first-year players. Obviously, we know our 5 draft picks, but they had a long laundry list of roster names of people they brought in. A couple of names that stuck out to me, just one or two. Obviously, Ricky Proehl, he was invited from the XFL. Ricky Proehl is the son of, excuse me, hold on. Not Ricky Proehl. I keep saying his dad's name. Austin Proehl is the son of Ricky Proehl. Golly. I got started on my birthday drinking a little bit too early, so excuse the mush brain. Ricky Proehl is the former Panther wide receiver. He was a former wide receiver coach as well. Austin Proehl, his son, got a camp invite from the XFL. He's there. But also, one thing I didn't know, Kevin Green, the late, great Kevin Green, RIP to Kevin Green. RIP to him, one of the Panthers greats, one of the all-time leaders in sacks in NFL history, former Panther great. His son, he has a son, Gavin Green. Gavin Green also got a tryout. He plays linebacker. He's getting a tryout for the team as well. So the nostalgia's there, the connections to the former players are there. It's all about the feels, man. It's all about nostalgia. It's all about nostalgia. It's all about nostalgia right now, man. So it's crazy. Kevin Green's son, Ricky Proehl's son. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Anthony Rochelle, what up, though? XFL championship. He said he was on the Bills a few years back. Interesting. Yeah, I said it backwards. I was saying Ricky Proehl. Austin Proehl is his son. But yeah, both those sons got invited to the camp. We'll see how they do. Haven't heard much word about what they did. You probably won't hear a ton of reports about anybody coming out of this until they get invited to camp. You'll hear them get invited to camp. But we know today was going to be all about Bryce Young. That's what it is. He's the number 1 draft pick, number 1 overall draft pick. He's the quarterback. First time getting to see him out there in general. But that's what it's all about. Some of these undrafted guys, we'll see what happens. Can Austin Proehl make the team? Can they crack the roster? The likelihood is very low. Now, let's be honest. This is a new regime, so you just never know. But in the past, what's some of the undrafted guys that actually made the team? Sam Franklin, he contributed, special teams player, still here, even though Rule is gone. You know, Marquand McCall made it last year. Frankie Louvu was an undrafted free agent, but I've said it before. The likelihood of some of these undrafted guys actually making the roster is very low. I'm not going to get really too married or invested in them just because it's not worth the time, unfortunately. That's just the reality of the business. Now, if they make it out, if they get a camp invite from this, then we'll have a different story. Then we'll have a different conversation. But until they actually make it out of rookie camp and get invited to training camp, I'm not going to get too excited about anybody. I just wanted to point out those names. When can we call him GOAT? Rodney Dudley, what up, though? But they said Bryce showed up. The media wanted to see Bryce Young in the first look in a red Panthers jersey, the number 9 jersey. They said they showed up early. Oh, yeah, P.J. Walker was XFL as well. I forgot about that. But P.J. Walker, he had some experience before he came now, so I wouldn't really count him per se. It's just us getting him. But Bryce Young, according to reports and reporters, they tried to interview him before practice. Bryce Young showed up 1 hour before practice. 1 hour. Putting in extra time. He beat the media. They couldn't even catch him. Bryce Young out there early. They asked the coaches about him. They asked Bryce. They just said that's just how he is. He wants to put in the work. He's hungry. That desire to get better. That's what you want, man. It's not necessarily about where you start as a rookie quarterback. And a lot of it is just the ability to get better. Do you rest on your laurels? Do you say, all right, I've done this, that, and the third. I'm just going to put in what they ask me to do? Or are you going to color outside the lines? Can you color outside the lines and do what's supposed to be, do what nobody else is really doing? That's what separates the good from the great. And so all the off the field stuff, the intangibles that we heard about, this is the first step of Bryce Young showing what he's made of in that aspect. I love that report, to be honest. That's really all I needed to hear. I didn't even see any throws and stuff on air with jerseys on. Don't really mean much right now to me. But hearing about this type of stuff was everything. ICP said, why didn't they give Bryce Young a water at the presser? I thought I was the only one that heard him smacking every time he talked. I thought I was the only one that heard Bryce smacking every time he talked. I was like, bro, is he not opening his mouth to enunciate words? Is his mouth dry and it's just got cotton mouth so it's sticky? Like, what's going on with Bryce? You know what I'm saying? That's what I was wondering. I heard the smacking too. I thought it was just me. Or I thought it was the microphone quality. I didn't know. Somebody should have gave him a water. Yeah, people be, that's the thing, man. It ain't saying that, oh, Bryce Young is going to like, it obviously, it doesn't have, it's not a direct correlation. It ain't a direct correlation to how he's going to play, but it's a good sign of him putting in the work. There's no reason to hate on this. There's literally no reason to hate on Bryce Young showing up early. How was it a negative thing? How can it be bad? Then you got the short jokes. They keep coming. My guy Terry from Twitter, he's saying most people that's talking about Bryce's height is 5'6", 170 pounds. Like, it don't make sense. They're going to get old after a while. It's going to get old after a while. Tim Estes, what up, though? You guys make sure you get the video a thumbs up if you have not. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. I am Aaron Duncan here with the Necessary Blunt, the Sports Talk, recap and analysis of the Panthers. I do videos, live streams, just like this. Film breakdown is going to be coming as well. I still got a couple in the tank. I'm going to preview all our new free agent pieces. I know all eyes are on the rookies right now, so it'll probably be next week. When all the vets come in, I may drop a film breakdown, my first film breakdown since the season, breaking down our new offensive pieces from free agency. Like I said, not so much the college people, but the free agents. I will be doing some film on those guys. Yeah, they're gonna always find something negative on Bryce. It's crazy, man. And you think you run from the hate as Panthers fans? Like, once Cam's gone, you know, people used to hate Cam. We used to have to fight, defend Cam, argue with people all the time about Cam. It's like we've reached another whole nother battle. Like, now we got a Bryce You got to fight, argue about him, the size, the hate from just anything he does. They making up weird stuff. So we got another fight on our hands. Hopefully we have to fight for him for another 10 years, like we had to do for Cam, a long, healthy career. And proving the haters wrong. That's what I'm hoping for with Bryce. But the haters, they're here, man. They're here. I just don't understand how you can hate on some of the stuff they're hating on. I mean, I'm not a big dude. I'm not going to call him short. He's bigger than me. I'll call him undersized. I'm not going to make short jokes. That's stupid. That's stupid to me. To me, like, what do I look like? 5'8", 195, cracking on somebody that's, what, 5'11", 5'10", 195, 205, whatever. He's bigger than me. Like I said, the people cracking the short jokes about Bryce Young, 5'6", 170. Then they're like, I'm bigger than Bryce. I'm talking about him. Okay, so what's your excuse for not making it to the NFL? Because it didn't stop him. You want to call him short and small and all this? Come on, man. I call him undersized. I don't call him short or small or whatever. I just call him undersized. That's just me. That's just me. Bryce is gonna let the body work this, but yeah, when is proper training camp start? It'll be in August. We haven't got the official dates for training camp yet, Alec. We haven't got the official dates for training camp, but it'll be in August. Probably early mid-August. Anthony Rochelle, what up, though? He said that's still the Stroud guy. Right. The fact that they hated on Cam because he worried too much about what he's wearing. If he spent more time in the playbook than picking out his outfits, maybe he'd be better. Why is he so braggadocious? All he cares about is him. He's so selfish. Okay, now you got the complete opposite. An undersized quarterback that's super humble, dresses very conservative, very mild-mannered in general, real chill personality, but they still hate on. The hate is it's got to be coming from somewhere else. What really is the reason? What's really the reason? I want to know. I'm honestly curious. What's the real reason? Because no matter who we put up on the center, y'all they hating. So it comes with the territory, man. It comes with the territory. Like I said, some of that hate's coming from within the fan base. Yeah, I think Bryce is gonna be fine. But yeah, Frank Wright was asked about how Bryce Young did on his first day. He said that he handled everything extremely well. Apparently, there was a little of a hiccup, some rift at some point. But during the 7-on-7 drill, he went 8 for 10 on completions. 4 of those completions to Jonathan Mingo, our second-round pick. I'm rubbing my hands like Birdman hearing them type of news. It seems like there's I don't know I don't want to force it, and nobody wants to force it because they were in the same draft class, so you get it. And you don't want to force that 1-2 combo because there's other receivers on our team. You don't want to put too much on Mingo or Bryce right away. But if they could develop that connection to be that 1-2 punch and Mingo could be the eventual long-term number 1 wide receiver, that'd be great. I'm not sleeping on Terrace Marshall, though. I'm not writing him off yet. Thielen as well, or Chart for this year, for sure. But as far as young weapons, I'm not writing off TMJ. But I would love for Mingo to be able to take that step and progress together with Bryce. I would love for that to happen. We'll see how much playing time Mingo actually gets this year. But for a number 1 wide receiver, potentially, and your franchise quarterback to develop together, super ideal situation. Frank Wright said that's not the exact reason why they drafted him, but you would love for that to happen. He talked about him and Andre Reed, legendary. I think Andre Reed did Andre Reed make the Hall of Fame yet? I think Andre Reed is Hall of Fame. But Hall of Fame wide receiver Andre Reed from the Bills were drafted together. Granted, Frank wasn't the starter, but he said they're in their 60s, and they're both still good friends. So you can form that connection with your wide receiver and quarterback, especially when they're brought in the same year. Mingo was interviewed and asked about the similar thing, and he said that Bryce Young texted him as soon as he got drafted. Hit him up, encouraged him, said, congratulations, let's go ahead and get to work. He said beforehand they were already talking about practice plans and stuff, doing some little light throwing with each other on their own, doing that extra work behind the scenes. Clearly, we know Bryce Young is going to put in that extra work. So that quiet leadership, man, hitting up Mingo, doing like Bryce already sees the vision of his receiver, the rookie wide receiver. Because Mingo said it wasn't anything crazy. They just did one little extra practice together, ran through some stuff, made a formulated plan, make sure they're good on the playbook together. Bryce Young already showing that leadership. If they talk about how smart his processing is and how fast he picks up information, why couldn't he be a guy that can help out other people? Why couldn't he help out form that connection and think about the same thought processes of a wide receiver like Mingo? Make sure they get on the same page. Figure out where he likes ball placement on certain coverages. Figures out what if I do this move, when do you want me to release it? Those type of things are what helps with those certain connections. You see that type of stuff with Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. They had that little unspoken chemistry. You see Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, they have that unspoken chemistry type of stuff like that as well. Not saying they're going to be that duo, but those are the type of things you want to hear if you're developing that kind of combo of quarterback and wide receiver. I love it. I love it. I love it. Everybody likes me. I see y'all big on Mingo. Yeah, I love it too. Let's go and get these thumbs up. Let's get these likes up, please. Let's get that engagement up. It don't take but 2 seconds, and it don't cost you a thing. But if you want to support the channel, as always, you can leave a super chat. You can leave a super chat. Let me see if I can. If you want to leave Cash App, the information is in the ticker at the bottom. But I like the reports I'm hearing. But Mingo, man, I think, man, I'm excited because then they showed him and Steve Smith. Steve Smith was at practice today. Steve Smith was actually participating in drills, throwing passes. They showed the video of him with Jonathan Mingo one-on-one, sitting with each other, showing him different hand placements on press and stuff. They asked Jonathan Mingo about that in his presser after practice. Mingo said that Steve Smith is just, he's that guy. He loves to get advice from that guy. Very humble. I like that he's humble. Mingo is country as hell. He's from Brandon, Mississippi. You can hear that Mississippi all in his voice. And then he talk about he like to fish and ride horses in his spare time. You can hear the Mississippi all over him. That brother is Mississippi through and through. He is Mississippi through and through. Leon Murray, what up, though, brother? What's good? Now that you're here, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up while you're here. But yeah, you love to hear that stuff. Mingo absorbing, being a sponge, taking information from Steve Smith. Steve Smith, man, he stamped Jonathan Mingo. He stamped him on his when he told the Panthers to draft Mingo. They called him and asked him about it. He told Tepper. You know, Steve Smith, his little calling card is being the guy that called Cooper Kupp wide receiver 1. So Steve Smith has a reputation to uphold in terms of choosing wide receivers. He stamped DJ Moore. It worked out. So he's there to help facilitate the success of Jonathan Mingo for personal, selfish reasons, of course, because Steve wants to make sure that this guy has all the resources he needs and works out, but also because he's a Panthers guy through and through. But I love to see that Steve Smith is getting his hands on Jonathan Mingo with some one-on-one working and coaching, helping him with his releases and stuff. Mingo talked about Steve Smith telling him like it is. Talked about his tendencies. Said, hey, you're getting lazy on your technique when you get tired, which is normal. But that's the difference between a vet and a rookie. Yeah, you can run a route full speed and do whatever on your first rep when you're fresh. But in the fourth quarter, when you're tired, are you going to be lazy on your technique? Are you going to run the route full speed? Are you going to come out your breaks and get your head around fast enough? Are you going to concentrate with your hands when you're tired? That's the type of stuff that being a pro is about. And having a guy like Steve Smith there, who's we know he's very brash, very transparent. He keeps it real. But giving it straight, no chaser. I like it. I like it. But seeing Steve Smith out there is nothing but good signs. Nothing but good signs. He said, I love the ceiling talk, highest ceiling talk with Mingo. Yeah, man. I like Mingo's skill set. I didn't really deep dive into him until deep dive into his film until after the draft. It's dope. Mingo definitely has potential. Happy birthday to Smitty, by the way. I mean, you're not tripping. You're not tripping about Mingo. I thought it was the other first round. I thought Jordan Addison was gonna fall to us. Hell, we got Addison. I would have been ecstatic too. To be honest. So if Mingo turns into a good receiver, Smith deserves a coaching job with someone. He may be the Panthers. But Sean Jefferson, our wide receiver coach, he's a good coach. He's a good wide receiver coach. He's a good one. Until Steve Steve choked somebody. You know, Steve is in a different spot right now, man. He talked about him not being in the Hall of Fame. He talked about he wasn't in the right headspace. He's too petty right now. It seems like he's trying to kind of take some steps and I don't want to say mature because he's not immature, but I guess it is a little level of maturity. He don't want to be as petty because there's some guys that are petty even when they get into the Hall of Fame. Shout out to Steve Smith because, like I said, he talked about him not staying in place and growth, and him taking the Hall of Fame and not being there in stride, and him probably not being in a good spot to be in the Hall of Fame right now because his speech, he would be too petty because that's what he would be feeding into exactly what the media says that he is. And he doesn't want to do that because he knows he's not that. Terrell Owens, you want to talk about petty because of the Hall of Fame, was not a first ballot Hall of Famer, which was really preposterous. Like the fact that Terrell Owens was not a first ballot Hall of Fame is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I don't blame him for being petty. He flaked on the Hall of Fame, had his own ceremony, and did a speech and stuff or whatever at his own remote location. Now that's petty. And shout out to Steve Smith for probably seeing that and wanting to do his own thing, wanting to make sure he's in a better headspace, saying that, hey, I'm taking this in stride. Maybe this is a lesson. Because I know me right now for being slighted, I would probably have some choice words. So he's growing. He doesn't want to be petty, and respect to that. But I would be petty too, especially T.O. That's crazy. You're number 2 or 3 in like most all-time wide receiver stats, and I'm not first ballot Hall of Fame? Come on, T.O.? Really? The media is crazy, man. The media is crazy. Woodrow, what up, though? What up, though? Yeah, Etor Steam. But yeah, I love that. I love that. But let's change gears a little bit. Like I said, it's been about 30 minutes. Let's get to the schedule talk because I did not talk about the schedule. I did not talk about the schedule yesterday. So let me put the schedule on the screen. Let's talk about it. Just talk about some observations. I'll do some other videos about the schedule on their own. But I definitely wanted to talk about the schedule. Get it on the screen. Ooh. Whoa, Nelly. All right. Okay. Make sure my mic stay plugged up. All right. So let's get this schedule, man. Don't mention the Hornets. Yeah, we sound Michael Jordan, man. Yeah, I mean this schedule overall, man, we had the third easiest schedule in terms of winning percentage from last year. So that's hard to argue with. But starting with 2 divisional opponents is crazy. That's some NFC East type stuff. NFC East type stuff to start with that many divisional opponents. But that front end, man, the front end is interesting. The front end of the schedule is interesting because we have the Falcons at the Falcons. Then we have the Saints, Seahawks. So we alternate the first 4 games home and away, home and away, home and away. Saints are where they are, but it's going to set the tone for the year. Starting off the year with 2 divisional games is definitely going to set the tone. Definitely going to set the tone. This is going to we could set ourselves up pretty good if we go 2-0 somehow. But we definitely don't have bad field conditions. Definitely don't have bad weather. We're in a dome a lot this year. We go to Chicago in November, so it will be cold there. But outside of that, most of these games should be fairly warm weather. Obviously, we know we got the Ice Bowl last year when we played Detroit, so it can get cold in Charlotte. But most of these games, you see the black. The black is the home games. Most of these cold games on these cold teams on the back stretch, the away games, Tennessee, around Thanksgiving week, Tennessee should be okay. That's southeastern climate. The Bucks on December 3rd, that's Florida. We're inside for the Saints on the 10th. Falcons is at home, of course. That could be outside. Green Bay is at home. In Tampa, the last game's at home. In Jacksonville, the away game, it's going to be in Florida. We go to Florida 3 different times. We go to Miami, go to Tampa, go to Jacksonville. Hey, man, 2 out of those 3 games I'm trying to go to. I'm trying to be in that thing. I'm definitely trying to go to South Beach in October. I'm definitely trying to go to South Beach. I've only been in Miami once. I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to go back to South Beach. But like I said, we get these first 2 divisional games. That's gonna be very interesting. Monday Night Football, prime time. My biggest takeaway is all that we took. We needed to get a franchise quarterback. We just need to get a franchise quarterback, and you get some primetime games. Because we have 2 primetime games, a Thursday game and a Monday night game. We haven't been on Monday night in a while. So all we needed was a quarterback to give us a storyline so it could be on Monday Night Football. Getting a franchise quarterback has all kinds of benefits. All kinds of benefits. All kinds of. So now we on primetime. Y'all know I have my anxiety about us playing in primetime because we never seem to live up to expectations on primetime. We never do. I just get bad mojo. And then everybody in the world is watching us. And they don't watch us all year. And so they use this one game to judge us for the next X amount of times that we're on TV. And those narratives just take off. And they're lazy narratives because nobody pays attention to the Panthers. So I hate I hate primetime games. They're cool, but I hate them. But the Panthers are hosting a Monday Night Football game at that. That's crazy. That's gonna be fun. I'm definitely going to week one. Week one. Look, the tickets are on sale now, but I'm there. I'm there. I'm there in week one. Got to be. Bryce Young's debut, got to be. I'm there. Y'all know I'm dropping the content. Y'all know I'm getting the tailgating I'm gonna be doing out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm there. So the content gonna be crazy. Hopefully see a lot of y'all there if you can make it. But that first game in Atlanta, gonna be fun. I know a lot of people are going to that home opener, though. Bryce's home opener is going to be on Monday night. It's going to be crazy. That atmosphere is going to be crazy. Can I make it? I don't know. That's going to be tough. I would love to go, but I got to be picking and choosing what games I'm going to, because I'm definitely going to Atlanta. South Beach is definitely on the list for sure, and I'm going to try to go to Jacksonville. I'm going to try to go to Jacksonville on New Year's Eve because I have friends. I have friends down there. One of my best friends down there. Groomsman in my wedding. Shout out to Emory. Roommate in college. He's a Jaguars fan. He lives in the area. So I'm trying to make that happen. Trying to make that happen. But let's go game by game. Let's go game by game. I said we never had Bryce before. That's why we got more prime times. Yeah, that Thanksgiving game, that was the best. That was one of the best that whole year. 2015, man, shoot, what a time to be alive. We whooped the Cowboys on Thanksgiving in front of everybody and their mama. Literally everybody and their mama was watching that game, and we destroyed them. We were undefeated, and they actually had the Cowboys beating us. That's how much hate we was getting, bro. We destroyed them. But let's go game by game. The Falcons. They've made improvements. They spent a lot of money in free agency. Added Bijan Robinson. Obviously, Kyle Pitts will be back. They have Drake London, Cordell Patterson. Solid offensive line. I like Arthur Smith, their coach. He's a good coach. He gets the most out of his talent. It'll be a tough game. But I think Desmond Ridder, I think we can beat him. We have a new defensive system. I think there's some things that we're going to be able to do defensively to confuse him. We just have to stop that run. Derek Brown has owned the Falcons' offensive line. I don't know what it is, because they have a great offensive line. An interior offensive line is good, but Derek Brown has owned their guards. I'm looking for Derek Brown to have another big game. You saw it on the schedule release video. He had the Falcon in the headlock. That wasn't a mistake. That wasn't a mistake. Derek Brown owns the Falcons. What would the line be for the Falcons game? I think the Falcons will be -3. It's probably up. It's probably up right now. Let me check the lines. Let me check the lines, actually. That's a good question. You know, I'm a sports bettor. Let's look at these. Let's look at the spreads. Let's look at the spreads. NFL spreads. They may not have the full season, but they'll have at least one. All right, so right now, the Falcons are the 2.5-point favorite for week one. The Falcons are a 2.5-point favorite. The total is 43.5 points, but the Falcons are 2.5-point favorites. Typically, the home team gets extra 3 points just for home field advantage. So they have it as a pretty much even game. They feel like on a neutral site, the Panthers will be slightly favored. That's what that line is telling me. I think that's fairly realistic because we literally don't know what's going to happen. We don't. But I think that's a safe line. But 2.5 points, it's expected. It's expected. I'm not surprised. I'm not mad at it. We literally don't know anything about anything. So, so, um, it is what it is. Let me see if I can find the full season. Sometimes they release the full season. Let me see. That was last year. Yeah, I don't think they had the full season. You see, after preseason, the line will move. Yeah, it'll probably move for sure. 2.5 points per save. I think 3.5 is the worst it'll get, depending on what preseason look like. I think 3.5 will be. I think 3.5 will be where they'll sit at. That's just my opinion. Yeah, they don't have the rest of the season up. They just got the first game, which is fine. They don't always do look aheads like that because there's so much data still to be collected. 120 days until week 1, guys. 120 days. That's 4 months. 4 months. Exactly 120 days. Get excited. DJ Johnson's going to play outside linebacker / edge, Johnny. But Falcons game, it'll be a close one. I think the Panthers, it's a winnable game. It's a winnable game. The Saints, the divisional favorite right now, according to Las Vegas. We play them Monday Night Football at home. Bryce Young's debut at home. What will the nerves be like? Will it be Bryce? Will it be Andy Dalton? I think it's still going to be Bryce. Bryce's home debut. We'll see. I think the Saints are very beatable. Very beatable. Now, what would the result be? I don't know. They have a tough defense. They lost some people in the defensive front, but they drafted Bryce from Clemson. Some of you guys may know, but they also drafted Isaiah Foskey. Obviously, they lost Shy Tuttle. We have Shy Tuttle. Onyemata, they lost him. Onyemata is he's in Atlanta now in the interior. So they have still got Cam Jordan, of course. But Saints, they got the secondary. Now, how will our wide receivers match up against that aggressive secondary and defense? If their secondary is healthy, we'll see. We'll see. But that'll be a good matchup. I think we're gonna have to run the ball again like we did in week 18. Just run it. Because, like I said, I'm a little about our wide receivers overall. I'm not gonna lie. But I think we can run the ball on them again. That's my theory. If we can do that, we know it can happen. Seattle, same thing here. Run the ball. Go away. We're going away to them as well. Going away to them. We'll see what they can bounce back. Can Geno Smith repeat last year's performance? They added Smith and Jigba. Kenneth Walker will be back. They're going to have more pieces than they did before. So that Seahawks game is going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be a tough out for us. Honestly. We know J.C. Horn did his thing against Geno and DK Metcalf. I love that matchup. Definitely looking forward to J.C. J.C. is going to be tested a lot this year. Drake London week 1. Michael Thomas and Olave week 2. DK Metcalf week 3. Week 4, the Vikings. Vikings had a great year last year. They won their division, made it to the playoffs. The division a little bit weaker this year, obviously, with Aaron Rodgers leaving. But Justin Jefferson matched up with J.C. Horn. But not just that, they added Jordan Addison. Who are we matching up against Jordan Addison? Will it be Dante? Will it be CJ? Will it be Keith? We add somebody else? How are we going to match up? That'll be the telltale. Can we get pressure on Kirk Cousins? That'll be the telltale. Their defense was horrible last year. I'm not exactly sure of all the pieces they added defensively. I would have to look it up. But we'll see. They fired their defensive coordinator. They're going to have a new scheme. Dalvin Cook is supposed to be getting released. So it'll be a new look for the Vikings. What will their identity be by week 4? We'll find out. But that first quarter of the season is very key. Frank Wright talked about it. Teams split it up by quarters. Notice the extra game now, but they try to split 4 games or so per quarter. What do we look like coming out that first quarter? Realistically, I think 2-2 would be great. I think coming out that first 4 games, 2-2, would be phenomenal. If we can get those 2 wins in division, that would be even better. But regardless, all 4 of those games are NFC opponents, so that means something for playoffs, of course. But I would love to have those 2 wins going 2-2 in the division. I would love to. I would love to. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna obviously, guys. I don't. Last year is gonna be a grain of salt because so much is different. But I'm just going off of what we know. It's all we know right now. It's all speculation. It's all speculation. We'll know a little bit more. The training camp, preseason stuff. Once we get a better look, I'll do my hard predictions then. But these are just first impressions. But that first quarter, if we can go 2-2, that'd be amazing. Let's keep it pushing. Next up, the Lions game at home. On the road. We beat the brakes out them last year. We ran the ball 300 yards on them. That was an epic game in the cold. They wanted to blame the field surface being hard. We'll see what they look like this year. Deuce Staley, revenge game. We're going up there indoors. DJ Chark, revenge game. We're going up there indoors. Now, Detroit, what kind of step do they make this year? Like I said, Aaron Rodgers is gone. They were close to making the playoffs last year. Can they repeat that magic? They turned it around down that back stretch. They were one of the hottest teams in the NFL before the Panthers hit them in the mouth. They got embarrassed. They're going to be hungry and trying to get revenge on us. I still think that we can beat them. It'll be a good test for us for a team I think that may be closer to our level, honestly, in the NFC hierarchy. Their division is probably a little bit weaker, in my opinion, because the NFC South is getting all that smoke. But I think Detroit is a winnable game. The next week, the game I'm looking forward to, going to South Beach in Miami. This is going to be a tough one because we know what they have at wide receiver. Waddle, Tyreek Hill, 2 of the fastest guys in the league. You know, last time we played Waddle, he turned up on us. Tua was in his infant stage. He had an game. But Waddle went crazy. That was before they had Tyreek Hill. So this is going to be a tough one. Miami was very, very tough last season. Going down to Miami is tough. Not just because of all the distractions, obviously, but because of that humidity, that weather, the heat. It's hard to play out there. I might be out there taking my shirt off, twisting around my head like a helicopter. It may be so hot out there when I go to the game. But these players, they always struggle. It's a different type of home field advantage. Usually we think of the cold being an advantage, but the heat could be as well. He said the Robbie Anderson, chosen Anderson revenge game. The chosen Anderson revenge game. I'll be surprised that brother see the field. We'll see. We'll see. But I think Miami might be an L. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't like how all their speed. I don't like how we match up against all their speed. Mike McDaniels runs that Shanahan type of system, I guess, with the run schemes. We will see how our defense can start. This will be a great test. It'll probably be the best offense that we see thus far, in my opinion. Now, the Lions may have a decent offense. We'll see with James, but they have some suspensions, of course. With Jameson, they got rid of Swift, and they lost Williams, but they did pick up Montgomery. Montgomery is not a factor to me at running back. That's just my opinion. I'm not very high on Montgomery. I'm not a fan of his game. I'm not big on him, to be honest. But we'll see. But I think they have a great play caller in Ben Johnson, of course, somebody that we targeted for our head coaching position. Miami, yeah, they probably have the best offense. Then the early bye. The early bye in week 7 is some BS, to be honest. It's BS. Like, the season is so long. So long. But we have an early bye. We have an early one. Granted, we have the Thursday game a couple weeks later, so we get that mini bye, the 10 days rest. So that's okay, I guess. But a week 7 bye is tragic. I like having a bye in the middle, maybe later. That way you get some injuries and healthy guys back down the stretch. But I think we had an early bye, last year as well, because that's when we fired Rule, right? We had an early bye last year as well. The script writers got to do better. The script writers got to do better. They have to do better. But, I mean, sometimes early bye can be good. We have early injuries. But let's go to week 8. Houston at home. C.J. Stroud versus Bryce Young. I think we smacking the Texans, just period. Period. I think we beating the Texans. They don't have a lot of talent. I respect their coaching staff. I like Stroud. I like Will Anderson. Way too young. I think we're a lot further along and mature of a franchise and the team overall, talent-wise and just coaching as well. And I think we're further along in our rebuild or whatever and development, just of the team in general. And I think just talent wins this game. I think talent wins this game. I think we beat them. It'll be great storyline, must watch. 2 days before Halloween, C.J. Stroud versus Bryce Young. I'm anxious about this matchup to see what our defense can do to Bryce. Can we get after Bryce? We know he's not the most mobile quarterback out there. We've seen him be able to run, obviously, that Georgia game. But I got us beating the Texans. The 5th, next game, week 9, the Colts. The Colts, they're rebuilding as well. They moved on. They have Anthony Richardson at quarterback, another potential first-round quarterback that we looked at. Breaking news, guys. Our quarterback 2, according to our coaching staff, was Anthony Richardson. The news came out later that AR-15 was quarterback 2 on our list. The Bryce Young, not the Bryce Young, the C.J. Stroud love was cool, but they said Anthony Richardson was QB2. It was QB2. But the Colts, dysfunctional team. The Frank Wright revenge game, of course. What can we do? I think we beating the Colts. I think we beating the Colts. Tony said he already got a ticket for the Houston game. My guy. He said he already got one. I haven't bought any tickets yet. The Falcons game will probably be the first one I buy because I'm going. But I don't blame you. My dog is always scratching at the door. But I got us beating the Colts. So second quarter of the season, I had us going 2-2 that first 4 games. Second 4 games, I think we can beat Detroit. I got us losing to Miami. I got us beating Houston, and I got us beating Indy. Detroit will be a competitive game, but I think we're going to shock some people and beat them. So 2-2 in that first stretch. If we can go 3-1, that would be great. That's 5-3. 5-3, almost halfway through the year. Let's move to that back half. November 9th, the Chicago Bears. We're going to be forever linked to the Bears because we passed on Fields for one during the Matt Rule era. But Bryce Young, we traded up with them to get Bryce Young. They swear that we're going to be trash. They're going to get a great draft pick. I don't think that's the case. I think Chicago is devoid of talent right now. We'll see what Fields does with DJ Moore, Foreman, PJ Walker. Reunion. We'll be in Chicago, so this could be cold. It could definitely be windy in the Chi in November. Could definitely be windy. But I still think that we have the talent to beat Chicago. I think we beat Chicago. I definitely think we beat Chicago. That'll be on a short week. It'll be Thursday. It'll be a tough win. Because it's on a short week, all eyes on us, the number one pick bowl. But I don't think the Bears are a great football team. I just don't. As much as they want to believe it, as quote-unquote down as their division is, I think that they'll be trash. We beating them. Oh, I was 13. You're right. Dang, I got it wrong. So we just fired Rule after 6 games. For some reason, I thought we fired him after the bye. Good call, Trill One. I'll see you at the game, brother. I'll be there. I'll be there tailgating. Quan, I'll be there tailgating. Gotta holler at me. But I think the Bears are definitely a winnable game. All right, week 11. The Cowboys at home. At home against the Cowboys yet again. I ain't gonna lie, man. These tickets are way more expensive than anything. The nosebleeds are $230. The nosebleeds for the Saints game is $78. They know that these Cowboys fans will pay top dollar. So Tepper is going to get that bread. Tepper is going to get that bread. But the Cowboys have a lot of talent, man. I think their defense, where they are defensively, I think their wide receiver, I think they're too talented for us at this point. We're not there yet, but you never know. Because when they travel well, of course, always. And I think it's going to be one of those games where home field won't matter much. It may be cold, but we'll see. Obviously, injuries and stuff play a factor, and you just never know what's going to happen this late in the season. But I think I don't have us beating the Cowboys. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. As much as I hate to admit it, I don't see it. Next game, the Titans. Titans have Tannehill. He may be on the way out. They still have Derrick Henry. They're kind of rebuilding. They don't have many wide receivers. I don't know what the Titans are going to be this year. They're always a wild card in the toss-up. I don't see them being that good, though. They took Levis. Will Levis be playing by then? Will Levis be playing by this time? It's a shot. Maybe they throw the towel in because the year is bad and they put in Levis. Maybe it will be a Will Levis versus Bryce Young game. You know what I'm saying? But I think we beating the Titans. That's just me. If we do what we're supposed to do, we beat the Titans. Moving on. December 3rd, the Bucks. The Bucks are trash. It'll be the Baker revenge game. We're going down to Florida. December 3rd, December going to Florida. Should be good weather. We'll see what the Bucks are. They tanking for Caleb, apparently. We know what happened last time we went there. They beat us to the division title. Bombs over Baghdad, CJ Henderson. We had all these injuries in the secondary. Josh Norman was our corner. Keith Taylor was our corner. CJ Henderson was our corner. Tough times. But the Bucks, the first of 3 straight divisional games. It's a crazy stretch. Crazy stretch. This is the second road game in a row. 3 straight road games is crazy as well. Even though 3 of the last 4 are at home, 3 straight is crazy. But I think we can beat the Bucks. I got us beating the Bucks. Baker will try to be pissed off, but I still think we're better than the Bucks. I think the Bucks finished last in the division. I think they're trying to get Caleb. They'll be competitive because they have some talent offensively still, but they don't have a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I got us beating the Bucks. So that third 4, like I said, I had us 5-3 going into the third quarter. I had us 5-3 going into the third quarter. I think Chicago is a win. I think Dallas is an L. I think Tennessee is a win. Bucks are a win. That's 8-4. 8-4. Let's go into that final stretch. The last divisional game in a row, last road game in a row, second divisional opponent in a row, going to New Orleans. We'll see where they are at this point in the season, but I do have us splitting with the Saints. So I had us winning the first one, going 2-2. I think that we lose this one, or vice versa. I have us splitting. If I think it's even, I have us splitting with them. I pretty much have a split with every divisional opponent, except the Bucks. I have a sweeping the Bucks, potential to sweep the Falcons, but I think we'll definitely split with the Saints. So I got a loss there on the Saints. Falcons, second time around. Like I said, I got a splitting. So one of the two got to be a loss. I'll count this as the loss, I guess. We'll see where they are at this point in the year. It'll be late. We'll see. We'll know a lot more about Ritter at this point. We'll learn a lot that first week. We'll have a lot more there. So I got 2 L's there. Green Bay on Christmas Eve at home. You know they're going to travel well. Jordan Love, he's shown some promise, but we'll see what he has. Not that many weapons offensively. They do have Aaron Jones still. But Green Bay should be a win. It should honestly be a win. You know. It should be a win. So I'm going to count it as a win against the Packers. I don't fear Jordan Love. We don't know much about him yet. So we'll see. But I got that as a win. The Jaguars. This is going to be tough. New Year's Eve. I want to be there. It's a 1 o'clock game, fortunately. So it's early. Still be able to bring in the new year. Former playoff team. Frank Wright versus Peterson Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Cat action. Who's the Colts coach when they beat Mahomes? When they beat Mahomes. Guess it had to be Frank Wright, huh? But the Jaguars, I think it's an L, man. I'm not going to lie. I think it's an L. I think the Jags are L. What I saw in the playoffs from them, I like their offense. We'll see if you can turn Trevor Lawrence over. Maybe they'll do some things. But they pretty much brought everybody back offensively. Defensively, I have to look into who they got. But Jacksonville is very competitive. I think they should win their division easily. Easily win their division. And they'll be trying to finish strong at that point. I'll probably try to be at this game. I'll try my hardest. But I like Jacksonville in this game. Unfortunately, they got they got Calvin Ridley coming back too. Good point, Paul Ryan. Calvin Ridley coming back. We know Calvin Ridley owns Dante Jackson. He be bullying him and taking his lunch money. We know Calvin Ridley owns Dante Jackson. We know it. Will we get that matchup? Who knows? Nah, the Jags versus the Panthers isn't a London game. The Panthers don't play in London until next year. They play the Chiefs. If Jags gonna be dangerous, man, I got that as an L for us. And then, of course, last but not least, the Bucks. I told you we got on sweeping them, so that's a sweep there. So let's do the math. I had us 2-2 in the first stretch. I had us 5-3 after the first half of the season. I had us beating the Bears, losing to the Cowboys, and beating the other two. So I had 3-1 in that second stretch. So I had us 8-4. And in the last 5 games, I had 2 losses. So I had 8-6, beating the Packers. So that's 9-6, losing to the Jags, 9-7, and then beating the Bucks. It's 10 wins. It's 10 wins. So I had us at 10-7. I had us at 10-7 right now. Now, obviously, in Panthers fashion, we'll lose to somebody we're not supposed to lose to, and we'll beat somebody we're not supposed to beat to. The only tossed-up games that I probably said that could go either way, obviously the Saints game. I said we're splitting them. Could the Lions surprise us? Probably. We don't know what they're going to be, but they could surprise us. But I don't think I said anything crazy based off of what we expect. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say anything crazy. So I think 8, 9, 10 wins could be in. It depends on our defense, man. We're gonna need support from that defense. It's gonna be support for our defense. They're gonna have to carry the mail, but I think we have a little bit more of a complementary offense. It'll be a lot closer to complementary football than we've been in the past few years. I think our defense was very strong and competitive past years, but they never looked as good because they were always on the field. Never got enough points. How is it in baseball? You can have a great pitcher and play defense, but if you do not have batting to support, it doesn't matter. You got to be able to score some runs. If you can't hit, you're not going to be able, it doesn't matter what good of a pitcher you have. Any pitcher can get touched eventually. That pitcher is going to keep that score low for you. If you have an ace, so the defense got worn out, and they can't score his own points. They can, but they don't. So we'll see. I think the division games could be some fluidity there, so that's why I think this could be an 8, 9, 10 swing. I think we'll be in that middle range. Anywhere between 7 to 10 wins, in my opinion, is realistic. I would still take the 7 over the 7.5 personally. If I was betting on the Panthers, and I will be betting on the Panthers, I would take the over 7.5. But if you have not subscribed, make sure you are subscribed.